If these don't resonate with you, check for your moon and your rising sign. If you're a Libra sun listening to this reading, I am a Pisces moon, so I always check for my moon sign because it'll help you sometimes with the emotional elements, emotional areas of a situation, or whatever your focus is or your reasons for listening to the reading. So and then if your rising is different from your sun as well, check that out. Like my rising and my sun are the same. So a lot of times when I get readings or people are doing astrology, my houses may be a little off, or kind of the planets in certain houses when an astrologer talks about it, because my rising is the same as my sun. So first house Cancer and second house Cancer. Cancer rising, Cancer sun, and Pisces moon. So I hope that these resonate with you guys. These are general readings. For more personal readings, more in-depth readings, you want to email me and request a reading at prpple@gmail.com. And you can always visit my website, www.astrotarotSEA.weebly.com, and check on the website, guys, because there's going to be a lot of things coming. I'm going to put the daily tarot energies up there just so you guys have some energy going into the day. You know what to look forward to, and you can come back and reflect. I said in another video, I'm not sure if it was one for your sign or if it was for all signs, that when it comes to daily tarot energy, a lot of times I like to use it to go back and reflect. So I'm going to start putting those up on the website. So make sure you guys check for that. And I just got all kind of cards flipping over, ready to do this. I'm reading for Libra. So I'm about ready to go, guys. So what I felt coming into the reading for Libra, I will say, is just we got fire energy going on. Number one, this is a Leo month. Any Leos listening, maybe that's your rising, or maybe that's your moon sign or something like that. Happy birthday to any Leos. And this is a Leo month, so Leo is ruled by the sun, so a lot of fire energy is going on this month. So a lot of movement. You may notice you're being more social, getting out, doing things more, really wanting to enjoy. I know, where I'm at in the world, in the United States, it's summertime, so just really enjoying the weather, enjoying events, traveling, people, and things like that. But Libra, as we get through the rest of the summer and as you get through your August, just try not to get burnt. Don't burn anybody. Don't let it get too hot. It's just a theme of fire energy that's going on between, a little bit of cold but a lot of hot. So keep a balance between your hot and your cold, whether that comes to temperaments, moods, dealing with people, just whatever that has to do, things you're involved in or whatever. So Libra, let's go ahead and go and jump into this reading. I am going to just shuffle a few more times, and then I'm going to cut the cards. So we're going to take the card from the bottom of the deck first, and that's going to give me an overall energy coming into August, this first week. And then we'll take 3 more cards for the rest of August, and we'll just see how they all come together and what we get for Libra. I just had the King of Swords kind of flip over, so Libra, you're ready. You're ready for this reading. I think you're looking to be on even keel, looking for some things to work themselves out, and things like that. I'm just talking about a few cards that flipped over, but I didn't take any. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the deck for Libra. All right. And let's do this, Libra. And then I'm going to lay an oracle card for the heart, just to give you some further guidance on how to get through your August. So card from the bottom of the deck. In reverse, it's the Nine of Swords in reverse. So that's coming into August, energy coming into August and sort of the first week. Next card from the top of the deck is the Four of Wands, and I knew it was going in that direction. So that's a good place to come after that Nine of Swords in reverse. Next card is the Page of Wands in reverse. The pages are coming up. I'm telling you guys, the fire is a lot of fire energy. I want to talk more about the astrology and learn more about it and understand more about it myself, because really knowing what's going on with the planets really tells you why some of these cards come out, why the energies are like they are. But it's been a lot of fire energy. So Page of Wands in reverse. Then the last card is, I hope you guys don't come back to that, the Ten of Swords upright. And then while I'm talking about this reading, I'm going to put another card on the Ten of Swords, just because I'm kind of curious. On the Ten of Swords, you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is what I was thinking is where I was going to go with this reading, but I needed a little clarification, and I just got it with that 10 of Pentacles. So I laid 5 cards for you, Libra, because I didn't really like the way that last card ended up, and I would not have laid a card on that last card, because I can already see how it should be interpreted. But because what you started off with and what you ended up with are the same but yet opposite, it's like you coming in feeling better, but then you going back to how you came in. So let's talk about the reading. And just looking at the card, it's funny. You have 2 10s on the table, a 9 and the 4, and then you have the court card, the Page of Wands. So 2 10s means cycles, closing cycles, but really closing the cycle. You can't have one foot in and one foot out. You really have to close this cycle, Libra, and move to the next chapter. And just be clear in your communications, clear, forthright, and righteous in your communications and your mental thoughts, so that you can really move from one cycle into the next. So with the 10 of Swords being in reverse as the first card out in the energy of the month, with this 10 of Swords in reverse, what I get for Libra is a lot of the past pains and hurts are going away. They're being healed. With the 10 of Swords cards, and I'll put the images up so that you guys can see the cards, but with the 10 of Swords cards, when it's right side up, the the person is on the ground. They have these swords in their back. Sorry for interruption. They're either extremely wounded or the swords have killed them, whatever the case. But these 10 swords represent a physical, I don't want to say a physical death, but like a physical, what do you want to call it? Not inebriated, like when you can't move, you just are, you cannot go anywhere. He's stabbed on the ground, whether you want to call it, they represent a physical death, a physical stabbing in the back, whatever the case. The person on the card is obviously hurt, obviously wounded, obviously immobilized, and cannot go anywhere because of all of these wounds that are in this person. And it has the black background at the top, like it's a gloomy time. This person hasn't been hurt in battle. But as you know, as the Swords cards, and I really had a feeling you guys were going to get Swords cards, because I think you are putting to rest some thoughts. You're still dealing, Libras still need to deal with some of the mental thoughts that are holding you back from really progressing to where you need to go. But because you are progressing, you are in the process of progressing. It's not just something that happens, overnight. Everything that you do is a process to get there. But you still are in the thoughts. The thoughts, you will always be. You are an air sign. The Swords cards represent Libra, so these are very accurate for you for your reading. But coming in with the 10 of Swords in reverse is telling you those thoughts are slowly but surely going away, and those wounds are healing. With the card in reverse, you can see the blue background sort of at the top with the yellow, and that kind of represents a sun maybe on the horizon. Getting through some of these mental anxieties, mental anguishes, because it really is the thoughts that keep you in your own prison. And these could be physical things too, maybe some physical things that you've been through, but I think it's more so mental. I think the mental thoughts really keep Libra prisoner, and coming in with the 10 in reverse really does say you're at the end of the cycle, you're closing a cycle, but the 10 reduces down to a 1. So it still goes all back to the self, and what you're thinking is what you're manifesting. How you're thinking of self, how you see self, and those inner thoughts. So they're going away. They're falling out. You're not quite done with that cycle. You haven't closed it. You're not moving on. And I can't say it's completely in the past, because this 10 of Swords didn't come up upright. If it came up upright, looking at this reading, I would have said maybe it was more so something you were moving away from. The thoughts may still be there, but it really is a healing. But I see with it upside down, it actually is still in the healing processes. There are some more wounds to heal, some more of these thoughts to be healed, some more work, mental and spiritual work to do for Libra to move on to the happiness that is represented in the next card, which is the 4 of Wands. So the 4 of Wands represent coming from this 10, which really is the 1, and then going into this happiness, this merriment that the 4 of Wands represents. So that could represent some type of a fun party, some type of fun gathering, family function, even relationships, strengthening commitment, strengthening bonds, coming together, a joining together in stability with everybody on equal ground, same page, and all of that kind of stuff. So that's what this Four of Wands card does represent. So that's what it says, coming from that healing. You are healing. So you're getting to a place where you are feeling this Four of Wands card. You are feeling the abundance that Four of Wands represents, the stability that the Four of Wands represents, being able to lean, being able to have support, being able to have those things, being able to be on a more committed ground, on a more stable ground on several fronts, relationships, work, friendship, everything like that. And because you notice, as you heal some of those thoughts, as you stop the self-sabotaging, you get these things, you get more of these joyous actions and joyous things represented into your life. But then I see, moving into the third week of August, there's still some stagnation. I think you're still kind of looking at everything like, okay, well, do I leap forward in this career world, this career choice, whichever way you want to go? Do I leap forward in my exploration of my talents, or what it is that I want to do, or these groups or these people that I want to maybe travel with, or spend these times with, or get into these adventures within, or do I move forward with any commitments or just changes or new directions, new horizons that you want to see across all planes of your life? There's just some stagnation where you're not really acting with the Page of Wands in reverse. To me, it's more of a contemplation. It's back. It's not a Swords card, but it's back in stagnation, and it's gone back kind of into the mental place, and not really taking the action to move forward, which the page brings messages and news and travel and action and discovery, finding new things and things like that. So you really do want to open yourself up and not have any worry, because the way your reading ends up, and what we know for Libra, is that if you conquer those thoughts and you make those thoughts actions, not fantasies, or not hopeless dreams or anything like that, because we can all make our dreams a reality. You first have to think something to be able to actually conceive it, to make it tangible, and to materialize it, and to actually achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve, whether that's a material thing, emotional thing, goals, and things like that. But these swords, and even though you don't have really any water cards on the table, there's blue, there's representations, there's colors that represent the waters in the cards, which say, I think you're getting, I think it's not so much a focus on emotions for you. I think it's more of a focus on thoughts, which makes a lot of sense for my air signs, my Libras, especially, being one of the air signs. And a cardinal air sign is that, because with a more mutable Gemini or something like that, the thought process is more changeable. But, once you lock your thoughts in on something, Libra, or you have determined goals or something like that, being a cardinal sign, you are a Libra, you do bring that force. You do kick off fall. So it may be a little bit harder to shake those thoughts, to find the things that help you get over some of the self-sabotaging. Because as you stand there and you stand still going into this third week, kind of looking and saying, well, what should I do? What direction do I go? You're back at this mental anguish represented by the Nine of Swords. So you come in with the Ten of Swords in reverse, saying, you're healing. These swords are dropping out. These wounds are closing, and you're fighting another day, living a whole new life as is represented by this 10, because it's an ending of the cycle to move on to something completely new, a different level, a different place. But you're bringing yourself back down with the Nine of Swords and the mental anguish and the thoughts, and it's self-sabotage. And I don't really feel like, and even if you feel like this is backstabbing from other people or something like that, I may have gotten that a little bit more had it been in reverse. But I feel like it's more of a self thing, because Leo, you're strong in the thoughts. Nobody's going to sabotage on you. But even if it's coming from other people, it's nothing to be worried about, because right on top of that Nine of Swords, these are thoughts and emotions that you're doing to yourself. You know what I mean? No, there's absolutely nothing to worry about, because right on top of that Nine of Swords, we have the Ten of Pentacles. And take a look at the Ten of Pentacles card when it comes on the screen, because the Ten of Pentacles represents stability. I mean, you see the blue, the man, the woman, the dogs, the older gentleman, kind of the bridge, the arc that they're standing over, the house, the land, the fertileness in the background, the kids in the background. Everything is there for you. You know what I mean? This is not the Ten of Cups card, but to me, it's really, because Ten of Cups means complete happiness to me, a complete, coming to a complete overflow fulfillment of joy, because it also includes the emotions when you're dealing with the cups. But this 10, and we don't have a lot that speaks to emotions here, I believe, because as a secondary nature to your thoughts, you are also very strong in emotions, whether they're expressed or unexpressed. So your mentals and your emotions is something you're still dealing with, but as far as having everything that you want on a stable material world, house, home, kids, dog, house, everything that you want, and even if it doesn't represent those kind of things, even if it represents symbolisms and things that mean achievement and success to you, those are the things that this card would mean on a material realm, because not everybody wants the house, the dog, family, my kid. No, some people want to travel and experience the world. Some people want to go on a humanitarian effort, and that will make them happy to fulfill their life purpose. Some people want to, volunteer here or there, or be strong family persons, or support a loved one, or take care of a mom or dad, or, maybe have kids and they devote their life to their children. So whatever it is, or it's work. Maybe you're very passionate about work and you want to succeed in work because being stable on a monetary level means everything to you. Then this 10 is saying that's what you will have. That is what you're going to be well on your way to as August goes out. So there's no need to reburden yourself with any emotional thoughts or anything like that, because, you are healing, those wounds are closing, those things are healing up, and you're moving on to a better place. So let's lay this has really gone over where I wanted to go over, Libra, but because of the cards that kind of brought you in and took you out, which is how I know I don't feel like it's any real deal big stuff here. You didn't get a death or a devil coming away from change and addictions and just total transformation. I think you've already been through some of that stuff. This is just the last remnants of the worrying before you can really close the cycle, because you've got a 10 saying you're closing, but then you got this 9 of swords that won't let you do it, and then you got the 10 of Pentacles waiting for you to do it. It's yours. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the oracle cards for the heart, and I'm just going to give you the card off the top of the deck to give you some guidance to help you deal with these energies that are going on in August. And the card that came out is the number 2, listen. And that's a good place to be between the 10 and then the 4 that you had in the 4 wands. Come back to the 2 and really listen. It's one thing to think about things and think about things and think about things, but like a lot of us who do this thing for real, these tarot readings, the astrology work, the spirit guide work, a lot of us who do this for real, you have to listen. You have to listen to the inner voice, not just the thoughts. You got to listen to that inner voice, that third eye, the communications that come to you from spirit, the messages and the synchronicities that you see in life. When you go out and you see the same thing 2 or 3 times, does that mean something? Is it trying to lead you in a certain direction? Things mean something. So you want to come back.